in Atlanta. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. Last year, cases jumped about 20% 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. Should we expect a similar surge this year?
So what I would say, Jay, is we hope not to see that, because this year what we have is the difference are these vaccines. And even though we've only reached 60% of that herd immunity, and we were trying to reach 85%, that still is by and large much stronger than it was last year. What we're concerned about is COVID fatigue and how behavior might drive that increase in surge that we are expecting to see in 2 to 3 weeks following this Thanksgiving holiday. So we want to make certain that people continue to follow public health measures, and please gather in groups of people who are vaccinated like yourself, or if there is a mix and a match, that you understand what it is and take the appropriate precautions.
Is there any confusion now about this term fully vaccinated? Because now those that got their shots 6 months ago, myself included, you need to get a booster now, or else your research shows your immunity is waning. Does that make a difference in what we might see in the next few months?
I think it does make a difference, and we certainly want to encourage everyone who is at least 2 months out from their Johnson & Johnson vaccine or 6 months out from Moderna or Pfizer to move forward with any booster. Mix and matching is okay. In fact, the data is showing that mix and matching might provide a bit of a stronger immune response. So we certainly want everyone to do that. In light of the news that is coming out overnight regarding the B11529 variant that is coming out of South Africa, with all of these mutations, 50 mutations, 32 of which are on this spike protein. And just to give you a comparison to this variant that has yet received a Greek name, in comparison to the Delta variant, when we look at that main binding receptor, the Delta variant, as infectious as it is, had 2 mutations. This particular variant that we're watching out of South Africa has 10 mutations in that particular area. So we absolutely do not want to let our guards down, because this virus continues to change. And don't forget, this variant, this one coming out of South Africa, is not the same virus as we saw coming out of Wuhan a year and a half, as we are moving really into our second year of this pandemic, and this virus continues to be quite clever and continues to change.
So that new variant out of South Africa, does that make it more dangerous than Delta? Because Delta now is responsible for the vast majority of the cases in the U.S. Is it more dangerous? Any concerns that it could spread to the U.S. or other countries?
And so we're waiting to hear from the World Health Organization. We certainly see in South Africa that it has quickly become the dominant strain there, overtaking the Delta variant. And we do now have a couple of cases out in Botswana and in Hong Kong. Certainly that generally heralds what will happen here in the United States, as we are now really moving around. 2.3 million people really going through airports in the United States, people traveling internationally. So we absolutely want to make certain that you take advantage of home testing kits and test yourself regularly. Be cognizant and be responsible, and know that this virus is still out there. It is ever changing and ever mutating. And please get your vaccines. As you're visiting loved ones this holiday season, and even over the winter holidays, Christmas, and whatever it is that you celebrate, and you're giving these hugs, remember, the virus does not have feelings. It doesn't recognize love. It follows physiology, biochemistry. And so we want to make certain that we are always aware and that we take the appropriate precautions. We certainly have vaccines and boosters available.
And of course, that big question is, will the vaccines work against this new variant in South Africa, just like it did against Delta? Dr. Jane Morgan, Executive Director of the COVID Task Force at the Piedmont Healthcare Corporation in Atlanta. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and happy belated Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.